Right, we're now going to have a look at tables. Tables are a brilliant way of laying out your web page design. They enable you to place text in certain places and so on and so forth. They are a very good way of doing it. However, they are quite complicated, especially when it comes to coding them in. You can get a bit confused because you've got to think two-dimensionally. Secondly, when you're really going to be using tables, if you're going to be using them commercially, you're probably going to have programs like Microsoft Front Page or Dreamweaver working for you. Your preference is up to your own. Both are good. Dreamweaver's produces less junk or more streamlined code than Front Page, but only just, and you'll never get streamlined as coding it yourself. But as it says, tables much better done in a program that you can design with, and there are others besides those too. So I'm going to give you an example of tables. I'm going to load up a basic page, and you can see I've got, this is the first cell, this is the second cell. That's all I've got so far. I'm going to leave the rest to be done in a bit. So what we're going to do is go into not Front Page, we're going to go into Notepad. I just loaded up the wrong one. We're going to go into Notepad and close that. Right, what we have is this table, which I'm going to remove. So firstly, we need a table. To do that, we use the table tag. Again, this all goes in the body because that's where we want it to appear. Table. And then we need a closed table tag, like so. So our whole table is going to go in between here. Now, tables are made up of rows and cells. Rows are going down, horizontal, cells are your vertical ones. Now, data can only be stored in cells, and you can't have a cell without a row. And if that sounds a bit complicated, you'll have to bear with me. Firstly, I'm going to define a row, and we use another tag called a tr tag, and this has to be within our table tag. So we go tr, and then we want to another tag to close tr, like so. So basically, anything between these two tags here will appear on that row. So this is row 1, and I am just going to output here row 1. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to load up our tables. And you can see row 1, but you can't see anything. Well, firstly, we need a cell first, and as I said, a cell goes within here. So we go, for a cell, you might think it's TC, but no, it's not, it's TD. Don't ask why, I don't know. And then we need to close TD. So that's our cell, that's our row, and that's our table. So I'm going to now save and refresh, and you'll see that nothing's happened. Firstly, we need to turn the borders on. Our table currently has the borders off, and we need to turn them on. So inside the table tag, we go border equals 1, and that's the border size. And now if I refresh, you'll see here we have this little table that's just appeared there. And I'm going to put some information in this cell just to show you how it goes. So, cell 1. Now you'll notice that anything that I put in here inside the TD and the NTD will appear in that cell. So if I save this and refresh, you'll see cell 1 is just there. Now what I'm going to have to do is move this row 1 because that's not going to be in the correct place. So I'm going to go cell 1, and then I'm going to put in another cell. So another TD and another closed TD. And this is going to be cell 2. Now if I refresh that, you'll see cell 2 has come up, like so. So we have cell 1 and cell 2. All on the first row, because this is the first row. Now this is where I'm talking about you're starting to have to think two-dimensionally, because now that row's finished. I'm going to create another row. So another TR for a row, another closed TR for the end of our row, and inside I'm going to have another TD, which is going to be cell 3, and then we're going to end that TD, which is our column, our cell, sorry, and then we're going to have another cell, and close off that cell, like so. and this is going to be cell 4. So I'm going to go through this one more time. We've defined our table here. We have defined our first row here. So our first row is that bit there. Then inside this first row we've defined 2 cells. And we've put text in the first cell called cell 1 and in the second cell said cell 2. And then finally we've closed that row. Then we've opened another row and got another 2 cells in there which we've called cell 3 and 4, and then we've closed that row. So if I refresh this, I'll have to save first. If I refresh this, you'll see we have cell 1, cell 2, cell 3 and cell 4. We have our 4 cells. Now you can put images in these cells, but we'll look at that in a little while. Firstly, I'm going to show you now how you can use these to design your page. I'm going to create another cell here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go TD and close TD. And I'm going to call this cell 5. And then on this row below I'm going to do the same thing and create another TD. Oops, I forgot to close that one off and call this one cell 6. So save and refresh. You see we have 6 cells. I'm now going to set the width of my table. So I'm going to go inside the table tag. I've got borders is equaling 1. I'll put that in speech marks. And then I'm going to go width equals 100. That would set it to 100 pixels. That's not big enough. I'm going to set it to 100%, and that will set it to the full percentage of the page. There we go, we have 3 cells. Now if I was to resize this, you'll see that text resizes as well, like so. That's how you can get pages to work in both an 800 resolution and a 1000 resolution as well. Sorry, 800 by 600 and 1024 by I think it's 786 or 68. So now we've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the table borders off, and you'll see that it disappears. And now you can see that we can position our text as we wish. So what I could do is on here I could just change this and have I could have this as a left column, so you could have like name if you were showing some information, and you could input other information in each of the cells, but I'm going to leave that as it is for now. So you can see that we've got a 3 by 3 cell. Now to make sure that you do understand cells, what I would like you to do is at this point is create your own web page in HTML and create a 4 by 4 grid. That's 4 rows and 4 cells in each row. This is currently a 3 by 2 grid, 3 rows and 2 cells. Sorry, 2 rows and 3 cells. That's right. As you can see, we've got 2 rows and we've got 3 cells. I would like to get a 4 by 4. So another 2 rows here and another cell on both of those. And if you finish that off, if you can do that successfully, you'll be able to code HTML correctly and you're understanding tables. If not, I advise you to relook at this tutorial, and then we'll pick up in the next one doing some more advanced uses of tables in HTML.